Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, let's do a energy check-in. We've got the Hangman. Okay, it didn't really give me a chance to shuffle and he kind of slid out sideways, so I'm going to say that someone's in between movement. How can you be in between movements? You're on pause or you're in motion. Well, they're in between. I was going to do a Celtic cross. So let's keep the Hangman now on his side. So I feel here as if the Hangman, I want to say the Divine Masculine, is like kind of in daydream mode. So I feel like he's just kind of like leaning on his side. Maybe not with his hands behind his back like this, but it feels like a very relaxed pose. Okay, so it should either really come out this way, meaning that you're enlightened and you know what to do, or in the Hangman, which is you're becoming enlightened, but now we seem to be in a daydreamy state with the Divine Masculine here. Okay, so Mr. Dreamy, that's what I want to call him. Let's have a look at any blocks then for it's like he's done a quarter turn. He's just going to do another quarter. Okay. What's any blocks or challenges then? Oh, I feel like it's got something to do with the moon cycles because we're talking about quarter. I'm not sure even where the moon cycles are. Okay. We have, for the 8th of October, I believe that there is, I think it's a new moon on the 28th. But we must have another, let's have a full moon before that. Okay, I'm not going to look into the moon cycles. Challenges. Well, that's when you're being stubborn and you're refusing to see what the universe wants to offer you, and you're dwelling too much on these 3 cups. And the Page of Wands is kind of the opposite energy to that, of someone's up, they've got passion in their pants and they're off. So the challenge, okay, and I dropped the stubbornness. You've got to drop the stubbornness. So it's something about dropping the stubbornness and allowing this to flow. Okay, so in a way I want to say like you're 3/4 of the way there. It's just like the final quarter now. I'm not sure why that's coming in, but okay. Let's have a look at what's gone on in the past then. The Divine Masculine keeps kind of getting onto his horse, wanting to charge and then retreating back. It's a to and fro in energy here for the Divine Masculine. It's like they're going to go for it. No, they're not. They're going to go for it. No, they're not. That energy. Okay. Let's look at the now energy. So I want to say, does he go for it or does he not? Because at some point, I feel as if every time he wants to go for it, he's kind of getting a bit further along. So he's kind of gaining more courage and strength. Maybe not enough to be able to follow through, but he's most definitely progressing and growing. So every time that he has this ambition, okay, to want to go forth, the fear comes in and he takes himself back out. And that will be, because of the stubbornness, that's just old programming. So that's about not trusting and allowing divine, okay, to deliver. It's about really focusing on those 3 cups. And I want to say, is he looking to see if he's got everything in order? So let's look at the current energy. How's the Divine Masculine currently feeling? Justice. a major arcana, balancing out the scales. This is how balance is restored. Justice is here. With the resurrection sword, the scales are balanced out. Does he or doesn't he? Okay. Who knows, because justice is here. It looks like they have, they're in charge of balancing things out. The sword of resurrection, it's all ready. So it's ready. Let's look into this future energy. So the current energy is divine saying, here's your sword, and here's your scales, nicely balanced. And then it's just about maintaining balance. That's your responsibility to maintain balance. It's like the universe can give you opportunities after opportunities, but you have to be able to keep the momentum going. Six of Wands. The divine masculine here is he's going for it, okay, and he's feeling more worthy. He feels recognised, or does he? Why is the horse looking at him like that? He may be having to kind of push himself to stay in this optimism, this positive expectation, faith. So I feel here as if the divine masculine is feeling worthy and he's wanting to charge after, okay, his desires. He has changed. This is a card of, I always feel as if a masculine's returning after transforming. You can see that people are kind of cheering in the background, so he's welcomed. So I feel that this is somebody returning, and I want to say maybe the horse is keeping an eye on him to make sure that, you know, he hasn't kind of, I want to say, jumped off of the horse and kind of run back. So I feel as if divine masculine has divine guidance here and divine intervention. He's being closely observed to see. It's like divine's also keeping an eye on him, make sure that he's following through. Okay, what's going on behind the scenes? He's leaving here. This is the card of, we can say deception, envy. But I'm not feeling much defeat here. Deceit, I wanted to say. There's not much defeat either. So he's on his way and he's looking quite smug. And I'm going to say it doesn't really matter if he's been caught or anything. He's off. He's leaving town. He's leaving the clowning around, okay? Seven of Swords. The lesson, what's going on behind the scenes? Having the courage and confidence to be able to go after your own worth. And I want to say, and to not feel guilty about that. How's the divine masculine viewing himself? This will be interesting. The Tower. I'll tell you something that I noticed the other day about the Tower. It wasn't this deck actually, it was the Witch's Tarot. And the cards were kind of shouting out to me, square peg, round hole. And I noticed with the Tower that it has a round kind of crown on the top, okay? But the Tower's actually square. I want to say some things just don't fit. And this is when you're trying to make, I want to say, your life fit into something that it's not kind of compatible with. Because there's a Tower here. This means that this needs to be addressed. It needs to be dealt with. How this is affecting others. How others are viewing the divine masculine. The Lovers. as you can see here, they're kind of looking at each other. What are you doing? There's this air of being completely naked and vulnerable. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. This connection is obviously being blessed. It's being looked down upon and being watched upon. Same with the kind of horse here. How others are viewing. And then we've got, I want to say the feminine's energy here is bound. I feel as if she's waiting. And I feel that she's been held here to a certain degree. So I want to say that there's not really any impatience. It's like the Divine Feminine is patiently waiting. How this is affecting anyone kind of in the Divine Masculine's life is the lovers are looking a little bit blankly here at one another. And we have the feminine who is not actually aware. So it could be that the energy can be felt between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. This kind of swapping of energy. Okay, any hopes or fears? The Divine Feminine. So the Divine Masculine is fearful of the Divine Feminine. Or hopeful. Both. Fearful, hopeful. And you can really see that this reading is really shouting out about confidence. Confidence in your own worth, in your own capability. And I'm kind of saying that for the Divine Masculine's energy. Let's have a look at the outcome. So when you put your head down to actually want to work on something, it's going to be interesting to find out what this is, because I felt first of all that it's about working on the connection. Okay, so the Divine Masculine's quite determined to work on this, to balance this out. So it's positive movement forward, but I also felt that this has maybe something to do with work life and how many pentacles you have, how much money, what your worthiness is kind of in the general world. And I feel that could be the to-ing and fro-ing here. Because if this is a hope or a fear, and it's the Divine Feminine, then she's self-sufficient. I'm going to say she's self-abundant. Okay, so she has this nurturing energy. She most definitely can provide for herself. And I feel that this here is a bit of a, I don't want to, deceit and envy, envious. That's kind of what's coming out. Is the Divine Masculine enough for the Divine Feminine? I'm going to clarify with the Druid Craft Tarot. Somebody asked the other day in one of the messages what the tarot deck was that I was clarifying with. You'll know what I'm talking about. There was only one person who I believe that asked about a deck. This is the deck that I was using, if it's the right one. I did think at the time I didn't respond to you. So there you go, there's your answer. Druid Craft Tarot. Let's clarify with these. Five of Swords. These cards want to keep getting stuck. It happened yesterday. What was it yesterday? The One Ring Circus. So the Five of Swords here. Surrender. Growing up. Got a Prince of Wands here who looks a bit more determined and happier than this this knight. Well, he's not a knight, he's a prince. It's like self-promotion. I want to call him Prince Dreamy. Please welcome Prince Dreamy. Let's clarify this Hangman, who We're not sure what position he's in. He's not sure either. So we'll look at the Hangman on his side. Queen of Pentacles. This is an admiration for the Divine Feminine. The Nine of Pentacles is the Divine Feminine in her single state, and then the Ten of Pentacles is when she's kind of found somebody, I want to say, because it's that one pentacle that adds to the Ten of Pentacles, that creating the legacy, leading and living that lifestyle that you know that you're here to experience. So there's so much wealth and abundance within the Divine Feminine's energy here. But the masculine, this is more of the wife card, about making it serious. It's a commitment. And I said the fear was the Nine of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine. And here she is, banging on her drum, with the Divine Masculine, who's kind of, like I said, very dreamy regarding when it comes to the Divine Feminine. Blocks. It feels dreamy 1 minute, and then it's like the masculine pulls himself up on it about this kind of daydreaming, fantasizing, imagining, and he kind of pulls him back into, let's say, the real world, his current situation. So he's definitely to and fro in here. I said that I felt as if the Divine Feminine could pick up on this energy. With the Five of Pentacles, that's a transition. So I feel this is really something that's between the Divine Masculine and Divine. This to-ing and fro-ing, this lack of confidence, this having the urge to be able to go and follow through on your desires and actually, I don't want to say chasing them down, but having the confidence that you're worthy of these blessings. What's gone on in the past? Like I said, I feel as if he's tried, and it's just this to-ing and fro-ing. I can't really say it any other way, so I'm not going to say it any other way. Yeah. Balance. The Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine energy here. So we have temperance that's been going on, tempering these emotions. Learning to recognise, I want to say, what's kind of going on internally, and then working on balancing those masculine, feminine energies to find the right balance. Said the kind of outcome card was actually wanting to work on this. So it's definitely a deeper understanding on what's going on. And I feel the Divine Masculine's really been working with the daydreaming. That's very much the feminine energy. And then we have the egotistical stubbornness of the masculine energy here, where it's more about money and the reality of things. When you see things for what they are. There's been a balancing out going on. With the Temperance card, it's another major arcana, so the Divine has been helping the Divine Masculine with this. We've got Justice in the current energy. The Sword of Resurrection's there. The scales have been balanced out. It does look like it's all good to go for the King of Pentacles, for the Divine Masculine. His foot's poking out. He's been sitting there kind of like playing with his beard. If it's long enough, maybe plaiting it. It's like when you're thinking, isn't it? So I feel like he's contemplating. Stable, secure, independent is the energy of the King of Pentacles. But it's like, is he there? There's the comparison there. between, I want to say, you know, the fiery temperament in the background, and then we have the peaceful, the little birdies kind of chatting to him here with the clearer skies. But I feel as if it's the passion that would get him going. It would just give him this urge. Justice for the divine masculine. Six of Wands, returning. For reward and recognition, off to claim his fame. Off to claim his fame. The Star. I feel as if they're both going to be like the star of the show. The divine feminine here is balanced. Okay, she has got the balance between feminine, masculine energy. As you can see, she's pouring maybe equally, but she's maintaining because of her kind of, how do I say, her jugs as she's showing her breasts. Okay. She's knowing how to balance out these energies when she needs to kind of give to a, she's nurturing both sides, but she's understanding when she needs to maybe give one a bit more than the other side with the water and the earth here. So it's about feeling grounded, but also being able to deal with your emotions, considering she's naked, so she wants to be transparent, vulnerable. This is kind of like no secrets. The Star card can also be about your imagination, creativity. And I feel that this is where the divine masculine is going to feel balanced out. But he's trying so much here to balance out his own energy. And he's going after the Star. What's going on behind the scenes? Seven of Swords. Having the confidence to leave things that no longer serve regardless. Feeling proud that you can actually, it came through, pluck up the courage. Didn't really want to use that because it makes you sound, no, let's just say, pluck up the courage to actually move. The Four of Swords is resting, healing. I spoke about this growing, this kind of in stages. Getting stronger every day. I feel here as if the Seven of Swords, this cheeky chappy here, is looking back at the divine masculine, kind of saying to him, are you coming? Are you getting up? It's like time now. It's time. He has his sword on his lap, which is, this is so different to normally what the Four of Swords would look like. Okay, the Four of Swords is where there's three swords kind of above his head. He's laying, let's say, you know, in a chamber. He's resting place, and he has a sword underneath the bed, but this sword is kind of, he's ready. Got the Fuji's coming through. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide, I'm gonna find you. Okay. What's the words? And make you. Is it love me or want me? I'm not sure. The Tower. So ready or not, here I come. I feel the divine masculine is just going to go after. Okay. His worth. He's wanting to very much. So let's look at the Tower. How the divine masculine's feeling. This needs to be addressed. The Queen of Cups and the Resurrection. I don't know why I've put them over there, but so we have, I want to say the divine feminine here is up. She's out of her chair. Okay, and like I said, there's this balance here. But going into the water, I feel as if, you know, she really is connected with her intuitive side, her emotions. She's looking very calm here and confident, being able to submerge herself into the emotions of the situation. So I'm saying the divine feminine is very balanced. So if the divine masculine had concerns, the Tower's here. I'm going to say it looks like it's all good for the resurrection. The divine feminine looks in a very balanced state. And I want to say able to deal with the emotions that may arise. We have the divine feminine. This is how others are viewing the divine masculine, the situation. The divine feminine here is kind of held in a protection bubble, circle, following the stream. But I do feel as if she feels this kind of the to-ing and fro-ing of the divine masculine here. And it's kind of like, what's going on? Because the energy will be swapping between both. They will pick up. I don't know why I'm shuffling with these, guys. Maybe the bottom of the deck is meant to be something. I'm not sure. I just said, why did I put my cards over there? Let's, that's a jumper. The Moon. This is about fear. Secrets of the past. Things that need to be revealed and spoken about. The Moon card. I've just mentioned how the divine feminine feels here as if she's in a more stable space to be able to deal with upcoming emotions. And then we have the Moon here. So that's going to be about talking about things that we are fearful of talking about. But we know that we need to express them. We've kind of gone within. Listen to our guidance. And honesty is the best policy, is coming up in this situation. Hopes or fears, the divine feminine. And I want to say something about being her match. So we can say the divine masculine's feeling, maybe, is he good enough for the divine feminine? He knows this. That's only his own insecurity, his own lack of confidence, self-worth, self-love. There's this air of, will he be enough? Let's have a look. Okay, give me the card. The divine masculine really does look at the divine feminine as being somebody that really can connect. She's wise, intelligent, independent. We've already kind of addressed this. So she's kind of all of it. And this is either a hope or fear. So in a way, is the divine feminine all that the divine masculine hopes? Okay, that he hopes she is all that he desires, but then there's vice versa. Will he be enough? So now we have the Eight of Pentacles working on the connection. Or no, I don't feel it's, I think this is really about finding the balance, working, chipping away at it. Justice. I'm just having a look with the other Justice card. This one's got an owl, which really comes in with the intuition, wise guidance. I spoke about a bird being on the divine masculine's kind of one side here, on his shoulder. It wants to kind of creep up to him and like whisper something in his ear. And then we have the Justice card here with the owl. I want to say definitely more confident. Both feet are showing now. The scales look different, don't they? I feel as if these scales are unable to go out of balance like these ones will. This is more secure and stable. So I feel as if once this balance has been found, there's a strong chance that it's not really going to go out of balance easily. So I want to say the Divine Masculine's working with Divine on maintaining balance. There's the reading. Bottom of the deck, Magician. Obviously had to change it. As above, so below, as within, so without. The Law of Attraction. The Master Manifester. The Divine helping you to find balance. You see all the four, let's call them elements, are on the table. It's like you've collected all the components. It's all out on the table now. And I want to say this is now about finding a way to balance all four of those with the Pentacles. So let's talk about this reality, this material world that we live in. Okay, our abundance, whether it's working for us or against us. And then you've got your emotions with the cups here. So remaining emotionally balanced. You've got the sword, so I want to say self-confidence, self-worth. It's about clarity, certainty, not so much about indecision. And then you have the wands. That's about making things happen, having the confidence that you can achieve what you set your heart upon. The world. Here's the Divine Feminine. How interesting that I've just pointed out all those four things there that are on the table. The World card with the four elements. We might just read what the World card means in this pack, because it is normally representing the fixed signs. I want to say is that kind of equal distribution, seeing as they're in all four corners of the world. Okay, let's read this. Where are the major arcanas? Okay, they're towards the back. The message, dancing. I am life, whole, I am one. Completion, fulfillment, success, abundance, achievement, ecstasy, union of inner and outer life. Okay, the meaning. The dancer knows she is complete. Great success. A sense of deep and satisfying fulfillment. A pleasing sense of completion combined with the joy of achievement and of feeling on top of the world. Serenity and contentment. The completion of a long phase of work. Time to celebrate. A phase of spiritual and personal development may be finished. You can stop striving and open up to the blessings of life all around you. That's awesome. Okay. The Tower. Like I said, it's about actually dealing with this now. It really can't be any more to and fro-ing. This needs to be completed, wrapped up once and for all, so that a new beginning, more balanced beginning can start. Enlightened beginning. It's kind of like the end of the personal development part of this. And I spoke about these quarter turns. With the Magician, it's time. It's being divinely directed, divinely orchestrated. We've got Justice here twice. We've got the World card. We've got the Temperance, balancing out things. I think we've seen the High Priestess, Justice. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Moon. Okay, it's a good read. Let's pull some Oracle. I want to use Mermaids and Dolphins. I'm not sure why. It's 10 o'clock on the dot. Number of completions, new beginnings. Okay, let's look at these Mermaids and Dolphins. Break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. Let's say this is how it's been such a gradual process. It's like learning in kind of bite size, how to break free. There's lots of areas in our life that we really, when we're on the path of ascension, we realise that we kind of have a lot that's kind of holding us back and that we need to break free from, and that's not an easy task. To say goodbye to the things that no longer serve. Okay, let's look at break free. Sometimes we may get into ruts and routines because they feel safe and comfortable. By drawing this card, you're asked to swim outside your comfort zone. It's time to take risks and explore new ways of thinking, making a living, or being in relationships. When you make the commitment to explore and experiment, the world responds by giving you wonderful new experiences. Heaven isn't necessarily asking you to settle into these new avenues, but to instead test the water and venture out. Sometimes we'll experiment and learn new things, and then when we return to our comfortable old routines, we're changed for the better. This is definitely a time for you to reach out and enjoy new options. Try something new today. Okay, that's awesome. Waves of prosperity. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. New waves of abundance are sweeping over you right now. Observe any ideas that enter your mind at this time, as they may be seeds of a profitable new venture. Also notice any out-of-the-blue phone calls or chance meetings with people who could help you. This card also means that you're on a success streak. This is an excellent time to begin new ventures. Of course, follow your inner guidance and do appropriate research. You'll see that doors open easily for you and that you're filled with extra confidence and enthusiasm. Practice being a grateful recipient of good. Know that there's an ocean of abundance with no danger that it will dry up. There's no danger of this drying up. I said that with the scales. I felt that it's going to really take a lot to really unbalance this. Okay. We're going to get another one. Okay, mother healing. As your feelings towards your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. So, for the masculines, it can be, I don't want to say it can be quite common but it's kind of known that the masculines need to kind of heal, you know, mother issues, and feminines need to kind of heal their father issues. So let's have a look at this, because this might be something that's kind of holding back the masculine. And like when you can pinpoint maybe, you know, what the blockage is, it's time to clear through it. So mother healing. By drawing this card, Heaven asks you to release some remaining mother issues. Give the entire situation to Heaven, knowing that everything is in the hands of Infinite Spirit. The situation may heal in unexpected ways. Be unconcerned with how it heals and be vigilant in releasing any lower energies connected to your mother that could interfere with your life's mission. By releasing any mother issues to Heaven, your heart opens further to accepting joy and blessings into your life. Your mother benefits when you're happy, whether or not she's consciously aware of it. Be willing to forgive and release old issues relating to yourself, your mother, mother figures, or anyone connected to your mother. By clearing your inner house, you invite new love, opportunities, abundance, and healing energy to enter your life. Okay. Seeing as we're most definitely touching on the masculine energy here, which I always say resides within all of us, so it's good to maybe have a look and just see whether we're holding any kind of we're still holding on to, I'm not sure what we want to call it. Let's have a look. By releasing any mother issues, it's just saying just mother issues here. Okay. Or anyone that's kind of been a mother figure. I feel here as if this is about not being cared for. Okay. I don't want to say abandonment, but maybe not receiving the love. It will resonate with you in your own situation. We're going to get one more. Divine magic. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. I like this card. This card signifies that the next oracle card you pull out of the deck is surrounded by divine magical energy. The divine magic card urges you to pay very special attention to this card and do your best to follow its message. The divine magic card indicates that a spiritual gateway has opened for you. At such times, your ability to manifest is heightened. It's good we've got the Magician here, bottom of the deck. If you're unsure, we're going to go back. I'm going to reread that part. The divine magic card indicates that a spiritual gateway has been opened for you. At such times, your ability to manifest is heightened. Use this time to focus upon your desires. I said that I felt that the hangman was kind of in a daydreamy mode. Okay. If you're unsure what you truly want, ask for divine guidance through pair. Not sure what pairs are going to do. Okay. If you're unsure what you truly want, ask for divine guidance through prayer, meditation, or ritual. Or have some pairs, I don't know. Pairs tend to, I want to say, clear through the system. Pairs help you poop all the shit out. I'm not sure. But we definitely have like blues and pinks here. We've got to put another one and pay extra special attention to it. Pairs. Oh, okay. Oh, how awesome. Okay, so there's divine magic around this, and it's make a wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. I've got goosebumps. Because we've got the Magician here, this is a time when all your dreams really can come true. Make a wish. Say an affirmative prayer right now, which means stating your desire as if it were already true. Thank heaven for this reality and feel it in your heart and belly that your dream is actually a reality. For example, say, thank you heaven for whatever your desire is. I'm truly grateful for your continuous support. Now is a magical moment. Go into a quiet space, even if it's just for a moment. Close your eyes and imagine that your wish has come true. Feel it with your entire being. Then express thanks for this gift and release it like a helium balloon that goes straight to heaven. If you need to take action to co-create this wish, you'll be given strong and repetitive guidance in the form of feelings, thoughts, ideas, inner words, signs, visions, or dreams. It's important that you follow this guidance in order to bring the wish into physical form. So I said here, it's like the divine masculine keeps kind of being distracted back to the reality, okay, of life, rather than imagining this new reality as if it was already existing, this daydreaming. It's very interesting. So there's divine magic around this. Make a wish. Visualize your dream already come true. And then show your gratitude and appreciation. And give thanks, I want to say, for this wonderful blessing. Okay. We're going to leave those cards. I felt like I wanted to pull a colour card. I've got like quite a few packs of cards now, and I think I've just ordered like about, I don't know, 7, 8 new packs, new decks. I'm not sure where we're going to store them. Oh, okay, I've gone for the Oracles of Shadows and Light. Right, we'll just go with that first, because I kind of want to do a colour card. I think it mentioned yesterday in the working week about working on colour therapy. And I think, well, I didn't actually pull a colour card, even though I remember saying. So we will pull a colour card. But first, let's have a look at the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Make a wish. Said he was going for like his fame, didn't I? The Star card here. Okay, well, we've got 3. We're going to go with it. Time for change. To learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. I feel this is about, you know, spreading the word in a positive way, learning how to influence our world in a different way. But a way that's beneficial and can get the message out there. So let's read Poe. It's time for a change. Card number 7. This lovely maiden, named Poe, after the famously mournful Gothic writer Edgar Allan Poe, is working with the constant of change. She is watching technology's advances and assessing them, good and bad, shadows and light. So too, you must decide what changes you will make to keep up with the shifts, not only in energy, but in technologies that are available to you. And somehow you will know exactly when it is the right time to take your use up a level and use technology so it helps and keeps you connected and strong. The technologies you embrace can be used for good. And can be used to effectively let people know what you can bring to the world. Okay, so Poe speaks. Tick tock, times are a-changing, and I know you too will change with the times, and yet remain entirely yourself. You will be at once of the ancient past and of the new world that is coming swift as the train that steamed toward me, making me gasp in wonder. Plan carefully, knowing that when you choose to make use of the new technologies, it will be fearlessly, gracefully, and with integrity. All the changes can be put to wholesome, good, and sacred use. The destructive capability of industrialization and pollution and mechanism is one you understand too well, but you also know that some of the changes to choose from can be used for good, not evil. It is time for you to discerningly embrace the technologies that will allow you to realize your dreams. Divination message. We are moving from an industrial world to a post-industrial world, where the nature of time, the way in which we interact with nature, and the way we live with the technology we have created will shape us all. So today, think of what your relationship with technology is. Is it sacred? Are there sacred purposes to which this new tool can be put? If you feel intimidated by technology, choose one area about which you would like to learn. You may wish to be more disciplined about your time spent online, and you may notice you have a talent for technology, for developing communication tools that link people and help us all develop communities for the highest good of all. You may soon become very adept at setting up websites, or find you love dabbling in web design, writing software, creating digital art, or posting movies you've made. You may wish to upload performances on the internet to introduce a wider audience to your skills and talents. You may also notice how people today have come to use the internet as a weapon to bully and harm others, and choose never to use technology in this way. You may have a gift for concept development and have brilliant ideas for new technologies for the future. Whatever it is the right time to truly work with technology in ways that will assist not only you, but many other beings too. Perfect. Moving with the times. Carnivorous flower fairy. A tempting offer has a high price. I'm going to just read, there's like a Venus flytrap here. So I'm just going to read the divination message. You may observe someone speaking cruelly. Cruelly? Cruelly. Okay. Sorry, I've got an itchy knee. You may observe someone speaking cruelly about others, sending out toxic energy, seeming to feel extremely entitled to money, fame, life force and attention, but unable to create their own. They treat themselves rather like royalty, as if others are servants, whose purpose is to fulfill their wishes. They can be charming and cunning, because they do want you to do something for them. They spend much of their time trying to feed off others, and if you deny them this, they become very angry. Narcissistic, they see you as a source for them, a way of getting something. This is sad, but even sadder if you allow yourself to be their victim. This could indicate either a person or a workplace or a belief system that is demanding, all-consuming, and almost cult-like in its practices and ethics. Whatever and whomever the carnivorous flower fairy represents, it is a dangerous alliance to contemplate. Do not get too close. Observe and learn if you must, but do not become an experiment. They will bite you, and whether they will try to take from you, it is their very nature. This is kind of like touching on yesterday's energy, where it's like the divine masculine is still being really tempted by the 3D world, and because we spoke about harm, speaking cruelly, so maybe that could be online, social media, because it picks up here how you witness social media used as a bullying tool, okay, and you vow never to kind of do that, and then you seem to have this energy around you also, okay, this narcissistic energy that's kind of stopping you from it's like it said that they feel entitled, but I didn't feel it was the divine masculine's energy. I feel here as if the divine masculine's been holding himself back from his own entitlement because of this narcissistic energy here. But it's time to actually not allow this person to feed off of you anymore, and you go forth and claim your own fame. And then we have Angel de los Muertos transitions to the spirit realm. This one came out the other day, so let's just read the divination message again. The Angel de los Muertos appearance in a reading signifies that you must not delay activating this lifetime's purpose. So it's kind of like, don't let this energy stop you anymore. Excuse me. I'll get the message out. The Angel de los Muertos appearance in a reading signifies that you must not delay activating this lifetime's purpose. Her message is not only from those who have passed, but of the truth that you can activate your new life while you are still alive. It is no longer necessary to pass to recreate the life contract and purpose you have. Do not wish to leave in order to start anew. Believe that this life is a constant process of creation and that you are at a point where you can end a pattern without ending this life. Energy is changing, and death is no longer the greatest reshaper. She comes to visit you now so the fear of mortality passes and so that you understand you can begin to rebirth yourself into a new life now. Okay. Right, let's move away from these. What's wrong with my knee? Why is my knee so itchy? Okay. We're going to get an Angels and Ancestors Oracle card. I will most definitely get a colour card. This one, and this one. Okay. We've got Seer, see beyond the current situation. I've opened up onto the Oracle as well. Okay, but let's go to the Seer. Look beyond your current situation and raise your vibration and focus on love. Most indigenous, I don't even know if you say that word. I don't even know what this word really means, so let's find out, because I'm just like chatting about words that, and it's come up a few times, so let me just, where am I going here with this? Indigenous. Originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. Native. Indigenous. Indigenous peoples always also known as first people. Okay. Indigenous. Oh, indigenous. Indigenous. I will try and remember indigenous. I had somebody commented on one of the readings yesterday. I'm so sorry, but I really did chuckle to myself because she said, I'm very sorry, but I can't understand a word that you're saying. It's like, do you know how hard I work on my English? It's I don't know what to say. What do you want? Japanese? Italian? French? We can try another language if it'll help you. It's just like, I don't really know what you want me to say about that or do about my accent. I work on it. If you follow me, you know that. Oh my, I did kind of give myself a chuckle. It was like, I don't know what you want me to do. Oh. See, how do I say it now? Indigenous. Most indigenous peoples have a seer in the family or tribe. Seers are the intelligent and intuitive beings who serve as direct channels for information on what's occurring now and what's about to unfold. Their energy isn't about predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. A true seer will help you see that your intentions can change, therefore, so can your future. The message of this card is to let the clairvoyance within you rise up so that you can see the way forward yourself with your spiritual eyes. The extended message: clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future, it's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. You are being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know you're in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favourable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You are moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening, so stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. Oh, I like that. Keep your eyes on the prize. It's your claim to fame. What was I going to... Oh, okay. I felt in a way here this was for the Divine Feminine as well. Okay, it's just to go within and understand the truth. Don't really pay too much attention to what's actually going on within, like, kind of the physical world, what you can physically see. Go within. It's interesting. And we all have that vision if we can kind of tap into it. And I like how you can change the trajectory, I want to say, of your desires by changing the way that you think and the thoughts that you think and the way that you perceive things. And we've got the High Priestess. So harness mystic power. So we picked up here with the Divine Masculine, okay, and this is very feminine with the Seer, the High Priestess, along with the intuition of the High Priestess again, with the Divine Feminine here. The High Priestess. Align with the light and focus on all things positive. Yeah. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the Divine Feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar, fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the High Priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The High Priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the High Priest. If you look at them together, you will see they mirror each other's energies. She is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. Okay, here's the extended message. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you are working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. Okay. That's guidance for both. Divine Feminine, keep tapping into your intuition. Most definitely in your power. The Divine Masculine is bite-sized pieces. He's getting there. He's getting there. Okay. It's like the realisation and most definitely the surrender here. Let's move on. Let's grab a colour card now. Okay, so yesterday made mention of some colour therapy. Excuse me. Lilac, strengthen your faith. 42, just my age. Lilac strengthens your faith, activates your intuition and increases your psychic abilities. It is a soft, gentle colour that encourages you to expand your spiritual awareness and improve your connection to the divine. Free yourself from old patterns and regain your inner power with lilac. Okay, so the colour for the week, lilac. Strengthen your faith by bathing yourself in magnificent lilac light. Faith. Faith is a strong belief in something that is not obviously visible to the eye. Too often people give up just before something incredible is about to occur. Lilac is here to remind you to have faith in the divine. Ask for what you would love to occur, then rub your third eye. Imagine that you have a lilac magnet in your third eye that will start attracting your desires to you. Activate this magnet by visualizing it and saying, activate. Then rejoice internally, knowing that your request has been answered. This is being confirmed too much, okay? So pay attention. Activate your desires now, okay? By rubbing your third eye. And your intention is activation, okay? I've got to reread that part. Ask for what you would love to occur, then rub your third eye. Imagine that you have a lilac magnet in your third eye that will start attracting your desires to you. Activate this magnet by visualizing it and saying activate. Then rejoice internally, knowing that your request has been answered. To strengthen your faith, buy a lilac coloured filter and stick it onto the window of your house where the sun enters the room. Sit next to this window and allow yourself to be bathed in the magnificent lilac light. Say, with every breath I take, my faith in myself and the divine is renewed. I am ready to receive the highest love and abundance from the universe. That's fantastic. Okay. Let's end on a Rumi. I don't really think there's much more that I can really tap more into. So let's finish up with this final Rumi message. Passion of the wild red mother. It's just here with the passion in the background. You can see it's kind of behind the divine masculine here. So let's have a look. And I felt like it was this passion that really kind of spurs him on. 36. Let's read this message. Don't ask the conscious ones about the wine. Behold the glowing effect of it in the eyes of the drunks. In the eyes of drunks. Okay. Bring me your unreasonableness, your insanity, your love without reason, and your passion. The passion that makes you crazy and shoos all logical restraints from your mind. Leave your ordered thoughts, sensible plans, and appropriate attire at my door. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. When my sorry, I'm just thinking about that lady saying that maybe I speak gibberish. Not understanding me. It's okay, it's quite acceptable. Divine said. Okay. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. When my beautiful goats die, I make drums. That's interesting because the Queen of Pentacles here has got drums. And I straight away went for the Divine Masculine card. Here. Okay, I'm going to carry on reading this. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. When my beautiful goats die, I make drums from their skins and their spirits live on in my passionate play. When my birds drop their feathers, I gather them and put them in my hair. Come drum with me as I place feathers in your hair, and we honour the spirits of my animals, of your animal nature too, wild and free as you are in truth. Stick your tongue out and growl at those who try to tame you with guilt, shame and fear. Do you think I give a damn for any of their silly games? Those games of reason and logic? Of course, You should do it this way, they say. It makes sense. But I care not for what makes sense. I care for what brings you alive. You, O blazing angel, are being invited by the wild red mother to participate in a dance of divine passion. You may be an activist, a poet, an advocate for justice, or a writer content in your own world of dreams, or perhaps you are a healer, devoted to the liberation of the suffering of others and hungry to commune with ancient wisdom. Perhaps you are all of these, or some other exquisite amalgam of holy energy in form. Right, we're going to have to look at this word. Got to be sure. Oh, okay. Amalgam. A curious amalgam of the traditional and the modern. A mixture or blend. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? Amalgam. A mixture or blend. A curious amalgam of the traditional and the modern. Okay, right, let's get back to this. You, O blazing angel, are being invited by the wild red mother to participate in a dance of divine passion. You may be an activist, a poet, an advocate for justice, or a writer content in your own world of dreams, or perhaps you are a healer, devoted to the liberation of the suffering of others and hungry to commune with ancient wisdom. Perhaps you are all of these, or some more exquisite amalgam of holy energy and form. Lovely. Sorry. Balance of holy energy and form. That's awesome. Whatever your nature, there is passion in your heart, a fire for something more powerful than fear that can become the fuel of your life journey. If you accept the invitation of the wild red mother, of course. This is the invitation. Are you serious? Okay. Just listen to this, guys. You really can't make this shit up. This is the invitation to lay aside despair, just make me giggle, to lay aside doubt in the capacity of the human heart, even your frustration and impatience. It is time to quit whipping yourself and others, no matter how noble the intention behind the whip may be, and start dancing again. Will you join her, the wild red mother, in her exuberant play? You can choose to lead through joy, to heal through love, to transform suffering into what it is meant to be, the crucible through which ecstasy reveals itself. You do not have to analyse, to say in the throes of process and ordered stages. You can just choose this passionate path now, if you wish. If you wish. You are ready. It is open to you. Will you accept? It takes a great spirit, one with much practice of studied rebellion, to be ready to cast off the shackles of society from a place of loving defiance rather than fearful anger, and to playfully say to the world, I have tasted your stale bread and underdeveloped wine, and have had quite enough now. I decline your offer to gorge upon these lesser fruits. I prefer to feast upon bread, hot and fresh, and wine that is mouth-filling and uncourteous. Don't keep giving me these words. I'm not going to look at this one. I'm not even sure if it's spelled correctly. We're going to have to look at it. I've got to get my pronunciations right because people are pulling me up on it. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Now where's this word gone? It's a word. Okay.
Unctuous.
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 Excessively flattering or ingratiating, oily. He seems anxious to please, but not in an unctuous way. Excessively flattering. Okay. Unctuous. I decline your offer to gorge upon such lesser fruits. I prefer to feast upon bread hot and fresh, and mine that is mouth-filling and unctuous. Join me if you like. It is an abundant feast, and there is plenty for all. Even in the spiritually minded, there can be a driving fear, thinly veiled as devotion to the most arduous path. Perhaps for a while, that serves as a truth of sorts, but eventually there will come a time when smaller truths must give way to larger ones, so the soul can truly be free to grow. Passion is the bridge that leads you from a smaller truth, that suffering is necessary in order to heal, towards a larger and more luscious experience of life as a divine embrace. Yes, sometimes the divine lover, in all enthusiasm for the sport, bites you too hard or grabs you with so much desire that a bruise remains. However, the passion behind such fervent embrace can leave you begging for more life, for more of that boundless love, even when it knocks you on your head whilst grabbing for you. This is possible when you give up on judgment of what is good and what is bad, on what is apparently spiritual and what is not, and when you just realise everything in your life is leading to love. Whether through caress or a slap, the divine lover is seducing you. If you can accept this, you can certainly give yourself permission to love what you love, to live how you wish to live, and to forget about holding yourself back because some choices make sense and others, supposedly, do not. If you are able to rise to the passion that is possible for you, you'll let the wild red mother consume your philosophies and doctrines. She'll feast on your religion and your plans and devour your doubts and certainties. She'll tear away your need for maps and directions. Just when you think there's nothing left, she'll grab your hands and spin with you. You'll tilt your head back and laugh so wildly with her, spinning together along with the earth upon her axis. With a daring and bold love for life that will not be quashed, for wild mother speaks to you now. You can choose passion over fear, time and time again. So I invite you to paint the whole world red with me with passionate nature. Let us laugh and change the world. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is a big cosmic yes. It is also an invitation to let go of suffering and struggle, not with regret or shame, but with gentle acknowledgement that it had its purpose. It now has a bigger purpose. That of passion, which calls you to engage in the embrace of life with more abandon than ever before. Now is the time to let go of belief systems and needing to know anything. It is time to trust in the beating of your own heart and in the people, places and experiences that truly move you, whether it makes sense or appears to be logical or not. The wild mother comes to you when you are ready for her at a soul level. Your mind may think she is a thief in the night, ready to pilfer all you hold near and dear, and be utterly in terror at the prospect. But your soul will be gurgling with such anticipation of freedom, it will fill your heart with sweet love and urge you to let go. Let her have her way with you, even if it means she crashes into you in the dark as she fumbles and drags you, half asleep, to go out dancing with her under the full moon, wearing nothing but your animal skin and a smile. She'll soothe any bumps and bruises you receive in opening up to life with the most tender and effective of ministrations, for she is just as tender a nurse as she is a wild, raging dance partner. This oracle also brings you guidance. You have divine permission to do something ridiculous. Be it ridiculous in your own mind for your age or career path, or some identity or version of yourself you or another hold. The more ridiculous or inappropriate it seems, the more it moves you from your heart without rhyme or reason, the better. This is not about hurting people or behaving without moral code. It is not about childish indulgence and questionable justification for letting the ego misbehave. It is not about the ego at all. The wild red mother eats ego for breakfast. This guidance is about listening to the truth of your heart and allowing your soul to throb with aliveness, making that more important than any restriction, opinion, judgment or fear the mind, yours or that of others, could summon. Wow, I ended up getting the message out in the end, but try not to giggle at myself. Okay, thank you for being patient with me on that message. Let's leave with you got this. Okay. It's a very awesome reading. To lead the orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. No one is perfect, and that's why pencils have erasers. We're going to get one more. Surround yourself with people who will lift you higher. Okay, let's leave it there then, guys. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I will catch up with you soon. Much love. Take care. Bye for now.